Morning, colleagues. Can you guys hear me?
Yes, you can.
Can you see us? Can you hear us loud and clearly?
I can hear you. I can't see you.
Um, can you see us now?
Not me. I don't know if anybody else can see you.
Yeah, I got two windows, but I do see you guys.
Uh, there we go. I can see you guys.
Let me just close you up. All right, guys. Thanks very much for joining us for our virtual presser for the Currie Cup fixture against the DHL Western Province. I've got head coach Mzwaki Nkosi and Sigma Lions captain Asenati Tlabekanye. When you guys are ready, we've got 20 minutes, so we can kick it off.
I'll start. It's Jan de Koning, Rugby 365. Guys, first of all the best for 2022. I think if we can start, I know I chatted to Ian earlier in the week about the split. If you just give us a background on the expectations from this young group of players and what you think they can achieve this year in a competition where they're going to face some serious senior players and other teams.
Hello, Jan. All the best to you too. Yeah, I think each franchise has chosen, or each franchise and union have chosen a model that they think works for them. For us, the URC is the premier team of the franchise and the flagship team. So we believe that the split is important in making sure, as you alluded to earlier, we've got one or two young guys in our Currie Cup group who need particular focus. So we felt like the split would go a long way into making sure that we can, number one, give them that focus. Number two, it'll probably give us a better chance at getting the team into a tighter unit. We think it's a long comp, and for the duration of the comp, the tighter we are, the better we are. So that, just to answer your question regarding why the split, and then in terms of expectations for this Currie Cup, we've got no doubt we'll come up against some serious teams. But these kids, I say kids, these young guys on their own accord they've also got good pedigree. The guy sitting next to me has probably played at every level possible in South Africa except the URCs or except the Springboks. So a few of them have tasted what it's like to play in first class rugby. Ours is just to give them more exposure to the rigors of first class rugby, and then hopefully they can do something special in this Currie Cup.
Gents, Happy New Year to you guys. Apologies for this question. I think we all know, what the reality is of the current landscape and stuff, but it's probably going to be a question that creeps up in the general public. You guys don't feel you've perhaps disrupted the spirit of the competition by going this route, particularly with the young guns?
Hello, Hans. I'm not sure what type of spirit you'd be alluding to in terms of the spirit of the competition.
Yeah, that's probably diluting the significance of the Currie Cup itself, or is that just the reality?
It's a bit. The comment is a bit harsh to say we're diluting the spirit of the competition. But to answer your question, I think the Currie Cup is still South Africa's premier domestic tournament. Is the Currie Cup a Currie Cup filled with 20, 25, 30 Springboks? In the current rugby model doesn't allow for that. But at the end of the day, the trophy that the Bulls won in 2002 or 2003 is still the same trophy that's been contended for. I think it's important that in South Africa we move with we evolve as the game is evolving, and not get stuck into the past, stuck in the past, to use a cliche. But having said that, I hate to make comparisons, but the ITM Cup, as an example, in New Zealand is not necessarily what the NPC used to be, but it's a magnificent feeder system for their franchises. And I don't have to tell you how strong their franchises are in terms of from a Super Rugby perspective.
Mzwaki, just on that, there's been a lot of debate, about how certain unions have had to limit, their junior contracting or reshifting their focus and stuff. But I suppose you guys still have very much a model in place, where you still really target the cream of the crop youngsters, and we've seen it with your results at under 20 level. Do you believe this is also the squad that you have assembled is really a triumph, for how strong your junior structures has been for years now?
Yeah, Hans, we make no apologies for having a really good junior system. We've always been a union traditionally who take guys from within and develop our guys from within our academy, and where needed, try and fill up from the outside. We are a franchise that really loves to look at its own constituency first. It's not a model that is universal. So I guess other franchises might do things differently. But if you look at our history and the ebbs and flows of the different successes the franchise has achieved, we've got quite a few guys coming through now. If you look at our URC team, Bierke, if you look at, if you go to the flankers, Sbu Sangweni, Jaco Kriel, Krapi van der Berg, so Wandi Simelani. So the whole variety of guys have come through our system. And I think it's credit to our system. We've put a hell of a lot of effort into getting guys into our union at a really young age, who then can graduate into first class and senior rugby. Having said that, the current group now, the guys who've really done well for the franchise in the past 3-4 years. I think we've got something like between 7 and 9 junior Springboks, if I think off the top of my head. So that's something we're really proud of, and hopefully, we're excited for what us and these guys can bring at the next level.
Sanati, it's Jan de Koning here again. What would your view be on? I know and I understand where Hannes and the guys are coming from, but what would your view be to this suggestion that the competition gets watered down with so many juniors? I mean, this is obviously your platform where you can make a statement for yourself.
Yeah, to be honest, just to echo what Coach Mzwaka said, obviously we know what our union does, bring up youngsters and stuff. It's very important for us. We don't look at ourselves; we believe in ourselves, and we believe in our abilities as well as a team. I mean, we spoke today to the guys and said, listen, let's go out there and express ourselves. We know we're going to come up against big guns, but we know rugby at the end of the day, like Coach always says, someone's got to get tackled and someone's got to get stepped as well. So yeah.
Coach, just a question. I mean, if we look at the Lucies, you're sitting with Chichuka, Keynes and Mark Snyman, while on the other hand, Province sit with Hajiba, Simon Miller and Namazava. That must be the place where the match will be won or lost, because, I mean, this must be the 6th best junior, if I may call them junior, Lucies in the country.
Yeah, Carl, I think you're 100% right. The loose forward trio promises to be a tantalizing one. Simon Miller is a hell of an exciting prospect coming through. I remember coaching when they say schools. He comes out of a small school there in St. Albans in Pretoria, but he's a really talent. Hachi, obviously, we've spent many years with Hachi here. We're fortunate we've got an in-depth knowledge of who he is. Namaz, obviously, we've coached against him. He's captain Western Province Juniors. But having said that, if we look at Mark Snyman, Emmanuel, I think Emmanuel's got, he's got a bright future ahead of him in terms of the game. He's a really quality athlete, and if his exploits, in the last year or two or anything to go by. I think he's going to ask really good questions. Jared Kane's probably been under the radar, but for us as a franchise, he's probably been our standout loose forward at junior level over the last year or two. So yeah, you wouldn't be wrong in saying that a big part of the game will be dictated by how well either loose trio fares.
I saw just on the squad split, I suppose it must be a really, really big confidence booster for you guys to almost be safe in the knowledge that, like you mentioned, you guys can go out and express yourself, but you guys also know that you're going to get a longer run. That mistakes are going to be made initially as you guys learn, but that doesn't necessarily mean you're not going to get a decent amount of chances to actually rectify that. That must give you a lot of confidence.
Yeah, listen, it's still. Listen, the guys are very happy to get some game time, and obviously you're gonna get some confidence along the way as well. Like I said before, we're gonna face a lot of big guns. There's gonna be a lot of challenges ahead of us. But like I said, the guys really believe in themselves, and we know what we're capable of. Like a lot of people are saying it's a young team, yes, and indeed it is a young team. We're not gonna put that aside, but listen, the guys are very excited for the campaign. Can you see?
Are you guys still there?
Yeah, we still get.
Are we comfortable, guys? Any more questions?
I'm all good, thanks.
Thanks, Jan. Happy? Okay, thank you very much, guys.
Thank you.
Thank you
Thanks,
very
gents.
much.
All the best.
Thanks,
Thank
Hans.
you.
Thank you. Thanks,
Thanks,
Carl.
gents.
Thanks, Ross.
You